We're doing a mockumentary.
Blazing Saddles, the Obama administration. Put your hands on either side of your black king.
And they think he's dead for a sec because he's like...
He refuses to be woke. I thought you were my ally.
I am.
That's your ally, McBeal.
You gotta understand.
Another political phone call.
Wait, is he really?
Yeah, Obama heard what he said.
He rode a blazing saddle. He wore a shining star. His job to offer battle to bad men near and far. He conquered fear and he conquered hate. He turned dark night into day. He made his blazing saddle a torch to light the way.
1, 2, 3. There we go. That should do it.
We're done?
Dude, that was a good episode.
That was a great episode.
I
Fucking killed it, you guys. We did it.
Wow.
I loved
We
it.
did it. That was the best episode so
man.
far.
Mel Brooks can
Can we
suck
just
it.
copy and paste that
Theme
clap
song
on all of the other?
in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you guys are the best. This was great. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank
yeah.
you.
We should have you on again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You really bring
Perchance.
something to the episode that we were missing.
it was so fun. Time just flew by.
Yeah. I feel more connected to Earth now. My dad would always bring a bunch of cassette tapes of like classical cowboy movies. My uncle would bring his VHS tapes of cowboy movies. My dad and they loved watching these old westerns. My dad read western books, like all his westerns. So I remember being a kid watching Blazing Saddles, and like they're hooting and hollering at shit that I don't understand yet, you know. But I'm like, there's some things
Was it
that
because you don't see color?
Well, I know. I actually tried to watch it not 1 hour and a half ago, just to kind of brief myself on what the fuck I was about to get myself into. Because I'm like, yeah, I remember the cowboy movie. It was a funny western.
Yeah, it was
a
like
funny
Robin Hood
western.
Men in Tights, but
It
cowboys.
was.
Yeah.
It was
That's amazing, actually.
And so I'm like 45 minutes into this movie, and I'm writing notes down, and I'm like, I don't think I should be sitting here.
They just rolled up the welcome Justin Bresnahan sign real quick.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I don't remember it.
I'll do it.
Right. Somebody help this man, right? Somebody help this man. They're like, that's gonna get him killed sooner.
He just walks himself out.
Yeah, right? So like that's the stuff that like when I was a kid I'm laughing at, right? Because I'm like, oh, it's a gag. That's a funny gag. But like the language usage and then like the detailed shit on like the racism and stuff, I'm like, I didn't pick up on that as a kid. So as an adult going back not 1 hour and a half ago, I'm like, oh my fucking god. And it's the little things that you don't notice either. Like he's fucking groping a statue as he's looking out at the execution. And I'm like, what the fuck?
like-
So this and like Airplane, right? Like this and Airplane
Oh, God, I
are
love
like
Airplane.
with the gags and the record and the onion skin of what's actually happening is now I'm like understanding it.
can use it.
My
We can
worry
use
though
it.
is what if we create a better version and I'm gonna go
No.
back and be like, this
No.
movie wasn't
No.
as good as what
That
I
is not
wanted.
what we're out to
it's
do.
impossible.
That is not what we're out to do here.
This is
To be
why.
clear.
This is why. So it's got to start with the whole idea that this movie was fucking great. It was fucking perfect. You can't make a better movie out of it. You can't do it. But if you tried, what would you get? You get something fucking funny. You get something fucking interesting with the failure of your try.
We gotta push it. We need to push it
Real good.
real
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 good.
fucking good.
real good.
Okay,
I've
all right.
heard that.
A wise group of women once said that.
Listen,
There will be
But seriously, though, but seriously,
we're not
though.
playing that audio clip.
Monetization.
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 I love the idea of starting it with like, this is a bad idea to reboot this movie.
Yeah, oh
this is
yeah.
a fucking bad
Definitely.
idea.
Let's go.
Let's start
So
with
what's the
that.
best bad? All right. So what's the best bad idea we have for this?
Well, one of them is just
make
that
it
only
shitty on
Matt's allowed
purpose?
to say particular words for this movie. So I'm just gonna look over at you and point, and you say the word when I need you to say it, and then
this
I'll continue.
slavery?
It sounds. Yeah, not only, are you getting paid?
I'm so down. I'm so down. No, I'm not.
He's gonna give you $1
He
every
didn't-
time.
oh, he didn't give me a
There's
choice.
just a jar.
So I'm indentured.
There's an N-word jar on the table.
That's reparations. Here.
He's got to take it out of one jar and put it into another jar.
Yeah. So
This is gonna be real real interesting.
Kind of equal.
real quick. So we've kind of loosely touched based on what the movie, what our own experiences with the movie is. But like for those of us, much like myself, up until an hour and a half ago, who don't know what the movie is.
Yeah, let's explain what this even is for those of us who have not yet blazed saddles.
So the plot of the Blazing Saddles is we're back in the Old West, and there's cowboys and Indians and dust and more cattle. And it's in a town called Rock Ridge, and they're going to build a railroad through it. But oh no, there's people there. You can't build a railroad on people. So the people building the railroad are like, we got to get rid of the people. But, you know, people don't just want to, like, leave for no money. So how are you going to get them to leave? Well, you got to piss them off. You got to make them want to leave. So the guy who's running the railroad is like, I know how to piss them off. It's old, they're white, and they're racist. Put a black man in charge. So they call the governor, and the governor says, I don't know if this is a good idea, like, put whoever, but the guy who runs the railroad's like, Governor, you're gonna be famous for being, like,
Progressive.
great, progressive if you put a black man in charge. He's like, I'm gonna do it, le petomé, which, by the way, means fart maniac in French, by the way.
Wow.
It does. There was, like, an actor who was famous for farting. He was a flatulist, and they named the governor after it.
Damn.
Side
Fun
note.
Have
fact.
anything to do with the campfire scene?
They loved that, didn't
Oh, they're
they?
eating beans around the campfire.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Again, that's
beans from
within the first
coffee.
45 minutes. That's all I got to watch.
The best, it's the best
and the
part.
Jewish Indians that all speak Yiddish.
Yes. Okay, I thought I was losing my mind.
No, definitely. That was Mel Brooks.
Oy vey.
It's Mel Brooks.
Is that Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks,
Because he's
yeah.
also the governor, right?
Yes, yes.
Gov. Pants
That's
down.
Gov.
Yeah.
So we circled our own wagons.
I thought of a
So
good.
good ones.
I don't know if I really want to touch this, but what gives us talking?
If you don't want to touch it, none of us are
Blazing
gonna.
Saddles, the Obama administration.
Wow.
I know what'll piss him off.
We just call it. Yeah, it's just thanks. It's just thanks to Obama.
Yeah.
Blazing missiles.
Oh my God! That is
The whole town goes broke, and he just gives money to the railroad and not to
yeah,
any
yeah.
of the people in town.
Blazing Teslas.
Blazing Teslas. Ooh.
Oh my God!
Oh man.
You know what'll piss him off? I know what'll get him to move.
I know.
We'll take their houses away from them and give money to the people who stole them.
Barackin Saddles.
There it was. I was looking for it. I was fucking looking for it, and you got it.
Yeah, I went the other way first too.
I don't think that's the way I went.
No, that
I don't
is
think
so
that's the way I went.
perfect. Oh, that's so good.
So that's the premise, right? Is which is basically which is the plot of
but
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Henry Fonda and the Death Wish, Charles Bronson.
So the sheriff shows up, and like the thought was that like, oh, you gotta kill him immediately. Case closed. We put a white guy in, and we keep it moving, or whatever. Anyway,
That's the town's thought,
that's
right?
the town's
Okay.
thought. But it ends up the black guy goes there, and the white people like him. He's good. Everybody's happy, and he protects the town people, and everybody's
No one's as happy as Lily Von Schnuck.
and
Yeah, yeah.
nobody is.
So we take,
Which is also another on the nose guy.
15's my limit on Snitzen Groove.
It's
Auf
true.
Wiedersehen, babe.
So and part of how he wins the town over, right, is he makes friends with a carefree
right.
chess playing.
Yes, the Waco kids.
yes.
Right, yes.
You're
Who
really
I
kid.
love,
Show
I
me what
love
you
Gene
can-
Wilder
yeah.
in this movie so much.
So he's a chess playing kid, and I know they did some like the very opening scenes, like it's gonna shoot him or some shit like that. He's like, "You're too close," and
he
like,
never just doesn't have it. It's just in his hand.
he tries to catch it.
He's a magician. Like what's behind your ear?
Yeah, and he's like, "You were looking for this?" It's like the chess piece. It's like his queen or whatever.
Black King.
And
Is that what it is?
so later there's a
Damn.
shootout where he never actually draws a gun.
know, yeah.
He's like this, and then it cuts to pew 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 pew, and it comes back and he's just like this. Like they never actually show him take a gun out at all.
Fast. So fast.
Yeah.
So
and then they clap for him. He's like, don't just sit there holding your hands. Give it up for the Waco kid.
And like, so the only reason he becomes the new sheriff is like he tries to escape from slavery, right? He hits the warden over the head with a shovel. And he goes on the executioner's chopping block, and they like, no, him. Save him.
And they're hanging the guy riding a horse.
Yeah.
This is not a pro horse movie. Another horse gets punched in the face.
But he was also like, I also love that like the executioner is like, no, we can't. I'm fully booked up. I can't get someone in until next week. Like they're like hanging people so often that there's just no time to add anyone in.
They send the thugs after them, and they have to. They build like a toll booth. And then they build like a fake town, right? Like they do the whole like it's like the Magnificent Seven where he's training all of them, and then it's just everybody punching people in the face, and like there's just like the sound effect. No one can tell if anybody's actually punching anybody.
Love when, they have Gene Wilder like first obviously the detonator doesn't work when he shoots it, but when the dynamite blows up, people are like flying 20 feet.
When they have it's the same like the same.
Yes.
It's like a crash test dummy.
So
with
floored me to last.
They figure out the town is fake, and they literally kick down the fourth wall. And it turns out this is all on a Hollywood movie set, and they all know they're making a movie the entire time.
You gotta see it because when they actually break the wall, like all of a sudden like they're fighting and it's hysterical already, and then all of a sudden there's like this like a theatrical like performance, like the director's trying to get everybody to do their sing a song called "The French Mistake."
The French Mistake.
The French Mistake.
Voila! Oh my god! I didn't realize
there's a lot of thrusting. In that one.
Hold out your hand, stick out your tongue.
Yes.
And there's pools of water everywhere, like for the set. So they're all fighting,
like the Bellagio.
and some of them start making out, and then
as you do,
and then they run into a theater that is doing a screening of Blazing Saddles, and that's how they know like where that the villain is coming to get him, is they see him coming in on the screen, and they're like, oh shit, we gotta go. And cause then the villains are behind because they make him buy a ticket.
Yeah, and he buys
like,
Raisinets.
Student, my ass. Fuck you, you old motherfucker.
You tried to get it as a student. That's right.
So us being us, and we keep doing this. I kind of like seizing on of course it's a movie being made, it's a movie you're watching because I'm me, and of course so you guys can tell me to fuck off now if that's like not somewhere you want to go with it, but we said we got to make a bad movie, right? We're not going to reboot Blazing Saddles like we're going to do it better. We have to modernize it, but also we have to make fun of ourselves for even doing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody gets crushed.
So what if it's a movie about the reboot, like making it's like a Hearts of Darkness thing where it's like we're remaking, the movie is about a greedy studio executive that is like, we're gonna remake Blazing Saddles. Everyone's like, why would you do that? But he's like, because money. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they hire like a famous black actor, right, to star in it. And even he could see that this whole production is like patronizing, that they're like, he's being tokenized for the film. He knows that he's like the sheriff in Blazing Saddles, and that he knows all these people are full of shit around him. And so it's like, but it's behind the scenes of it, you know? Here's the dumb shit Hollywood is doing, right? Here are all the corny tropes about how they deal with these things. And then we get to make a movie where everybody is doing all of it wrong, and you have one guy who's like, I mean, I'm getting paid, so like, how can I fuck with people?
Right.
Like, how can I do this?
Right, it gets like a little producer's-y with that, though. Like, you know, the whole, like, wanting to make a movie that's gonna fail kind of thing. Or a movie you know is gonna fail, I guess. Which is Mel Brooks as well.
Yeah, right. So it kind of plays into that, right? It pays a little bit of tribute to Mel Brooks overall. I mean, the humor is very broad, but it's also subtle in its own weird way. You know, like we've all probably all seen like Spaceballs and Men in Tights and all that jazz. Like
Schwartz.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual story was, but I think at one point they were going to have Richard Pryor be the lead.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
That, you know, if there was ever a secondary actor that should have played that role, like,
Well, he's like a writer.
it
on
would have been
it.
great. But like the guy they picked, what was his name?
Cleavon Little.
Like you couldn't have picked a better person, but if you had, Richard Pryor would have been.
So yeah, what do you want to see out of a reboot for this? I'm with you on it.
Farce and hijinks.
So
Thank you.
yes.
All right, I think I earned my millions.
Yeah, here's at least a. No, I think I'm with you though on the idea that like it's got to be bad somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like the idea of it is just, you know, how do you reboot something so perfect, and how do you do it today? Mel Brooks has said, like, you know, you couldn't even drop N-bombs like you could back then. He's like, it wouldn't even work. Like, what would you even put in place of that?
That's I really think if we could put that aside and just do it anyway.
Sure.
And because, I mean, we really don't need to sit down and write the script. That's not the point.
For sure.
I honestly think we could do Blazing Saddles, you know, in the same kind of area, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't even need to be Rock Ridge. Like, those characters, even the Johnsons and stuff, it's funny, but completely insignificant.
What if they're remaking it as a superhero movie?
I want to go there in 1 second.
Okay.
But
I'll hold.
No, this is perfect for that. It's like what I'm kind of getting to. But like we don't need a story about the train going anywhere. We don't need to reference that at all. I say we just take the same rough characters and just put them in another another issue.
The same dynamic.
It could absolutely be a superhero thing.
And then it could be like whatever bad idea a studio executive that's never seen art before like would have, where they're like, well, it's not that westerns are old fashioned because nobody makes westerns anymore. What do people like now? Superheroes. My kid, he's really like superhero, and like we're gonna do Blazing Saddles, but superhero.
Doesn't want like a purple fucking.
It's just Mongo.
Like...
It's told through the eyes of Mongo.
I'm with you though. I don't.
People eater.
I do think part of it is like people are squeamish about language, even though they were back then a little bit too, and it was still more like
definitely, but it was different.
Yeah, like. I mean,
well, you had like All in the Family and shit like back then
too.
It was like people had a different understanding of that. Like what you could joke about.
that was like on TV, right? It wasn't this unheard of thing. You didn't get struck by lightning if you said it while white.
Right, like, absolutely. People don't stop, you know, following you as an artist or an actor or, you know, things about it.
Yeah.
Like it's you cannot be compared.
If we're going to do, because it is the movie industry they're making fun of, right? I think,
definitely.
Like, so you take the things that, how does the movie industry treat race now versus the way it treated it then? It doesn't have to be like it. I don't want to make a movie that's like this is all a statement about race because that defeats the point.
Yeah,
too.
it's
got to be acknowledged in some way, like in there, but I don't want it to. I want it to be one of those things like you're making fun of it, but we're also making fun of the genre tropes.
You know what would be kind of funny? I don't think it'd be funny enough to make the movie long enough. But your like kind of protagonist is like the white person right now that feels very marginalized, that feels very much like they have become the minority, who's very outspoken about it and told through their eyes. I think that alone
fucking I'm losing my identity. Like, you're taking away my white identity. You're trying to take away country music from us. You know, it's like the one thing that we have going for white people is country music, and now you have Darius Rucker. Like, you know, Beyonce. Okay, you are taking away white identity.
Guy, you know what I mean?
You are taking away white identity. The next thing you know, they're gonna be fucking eating bland potatoes.
It's like
like dry meat.
They got black people playing blues guitar now.
Oh my god, we reverse engineer what white people have done. We are that is what it is, right?
Level.
Dude, yeah. But all it is just you know, the black people taking back what was originally theirs.
So bad.
So we got let's say that the tycoon guy, the railroad guy, from Blazing Saddles, right? We need an analog to that guy.
That's Hadley.
He's the greedy studio executive in this iteration, right? In the real world, in the first dimension of this movie, right? He's the guy who decides that he wants to do a reboot of Blazing Saddles, and he doesn't get the satire. He's just racist, but
So why does he want it for money?
yeah, he thinks it'll make a lot of money. He's like, well, woke is dead. You know, like it's all over. We could say retarded now. So
we ended cancel culture.
Yeah,
This
we
is a
ended
top
it.
comedy. It's
They
in the
canceled-
level
he's
of
canceled
Congress.
They bill it as
You know.
renew culture. They're like, yo, this is the movie that brings in renew
We're
culture.
bringing culture back, and white
Yo,
people are like,
and
we
they get
use this.
and they get everybody who got Me Too'd in the movie. They're all in it.
Oh God, Kevin Spacey's.
Barack Obama's played by Mike Tyson.
This is fully paid for by APAC. You're
you
like,
get-
how could we possibly afford this movie? It's like, well, APAC. Like, we'll just have them fund the
Jesus
whole thing.
No, so you got the rich guy, right? So you have him in there, and he wants to make a movie that, and this guy clearly, he's old, he doesn't get it. He thinks this is what he's doing. He's making some kind of statement. So they hire.
Well, America was great.
hire-
Well, make America great again. Well, when was America great again? Well, when Blazing Saddles came out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
real
yeah.
again.
It starts with. All right.
Are we onto something here?
It starts.
He's on it.
It starts
He's
with a
on
news
it.
report.
You on it?
We start on Fox News, and this
It's just a...
this studio guy, let's call him Cornelius
Johnson.
Cornelius Johnson. Yeah, C.W. Johnson. C.W. Johnson.
Yeah.
So he's on TV, right? And they're like, well, Mr. Johnson, can you define when exactly was America great? And he thinks, and they're like, and they think he's dead for a sec because he's like,
Eyes open, but
he's so old that they're like, Mr. Johnson, somebody goes to check his heart, and he goes, I'm dumpy. And he settles on when Blazing Saddles came out because he doesn't understand. They try to tell him, well, Mr. Johnson, like, this was a movie where they kind of they're almost trying to get him to say, like, hey, that's actually not racist, go back further, but like, but he's old, he doesn't get it. So he's like, no, I think it was when Blazing Saddles came out. So anyway, the president says, well, this is great. I saw this on Fox and Friends. I think we should absolutely remake Blazing Saddles because he doesn't get it either. It gets commissioned to do it, and they call who's the director? Well, it's Darius Rucker, who's trying to break into the industry as a director, right? He goes, I'm tired of being associated with the Blowfish and with
Wagon
that, and
wheels.
with the wagon wheels wagon wheels of fire. That's the movie he wants to make.
Yeah, he has a funny
And he
play
goes,
on words.
he goes, I want to call it Wagon Wheels of Fire. And they're like, yes, we can do that.
We know, Darius.
Not
We
bad.
know.
So so what happened? They start to shoot the movie, and they hire all of the actors that, like, the president and the old guy are like, oh, I want Sean Connery. Well, he's dead. What do you mean he's dead? And like he goes through all of these I want the guy from Seinfeld. Well, he's not dead, but
Wait, which one? Jerry?
you though?
I want the guy who played Archie Bunker.
I want Kramer.
Right, and so he's going through a list of I want Robert E. Lee. He's so he's got.
I want Joseph Goebbels. We want David Duke.
So eventually they get him to settle on Darius Rucker to direct, right?
Right. Like you do.
They accidentally get like an Asian person with the last name Lee instead. They don't get Robert E. Lee. They get like
I'm Roberto E. Lee.
yeah, L-I.
I am Latinx. What more do you want from me?
W-I-I. We.
Yes. I didn't have much left, actually. They're making a movie where they're making the movie, and the movie's absurd, and the guy who's starring in it decides he was trying to make a comeback, but his career is this is his last gasp at a career, right? And he just goes, fuck this. I'm going to do every stupid, offensive caricature I could possibly do. I'm going to make this as not fucking screenable as possible, and they're never going to let me make this, right?
Yeah.
They're going to kick me out because he can't get out of his contract.
I love
He's like,
that,
this is
yeah.
fucking racist. He's like, I'm Damon Wayans. I was on the WB, and this is too much. This is too much. This is too much. So he's like, I want out of my contract. Forget it. I'll go back to doing whatever I was doing. He wants them to cancel him so he can get out of his contract. So he starts doing everything that he can. He's doing a little song and dance, and like he's doing all the things. He's doing Uncle Ruckus bits.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to say shit that will make all the white people around him uncomfortable.
Right.
And they're all like, "This is so brave.
Right.
This is so brave and
It's
wonderful."
time for this.
Right? Yeah. It's time.
Yeah,
Hashtag
it's time to make
Damon
Damon
Wayans is now the most popular actor in the world.
But it's also everyone else's last gig, and they're all trying to get out of their contracts, right? So it's like the person who wrote the script's like, I don't give a fuck what you say. This is my last job. I'm out. And then like the person with the clapper is even like, I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm out.
Wait, so who's Gene Wilder in this scenario?
Oh.
The hypothetical Gene Wilder?
Yeah. Like who's
Like
that? But who's that filling that character role? Like who's gonna? It doesn't. Not so much the actor necessarily, but like
Right.
who's
What
the?
is, I understand what you're asking.
Yeah,
It's important.
Who's the guy? Who's Damon Wayans is like the pal? Like maybe because they're friends in the movie, right?
Right.
And they're also become friends behind the scenes, and it's got to be somebody who inherently gets what the guy's doing.
I would
Because like
I would love
everybody
the
else is
opposite.
confused.
Yeah.
No, like after that scene when he's like, "Fuck, there's nothing I could do." He goes back there and he goes, "Man, it's so much easier if you're white. You could just say the N-word and it's
Right.
over with." Because with you, though, they just keep getting... What do we do?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he's trying to
definitely.
help him. He goes, what if I give you setups? Like, what if I'm like, okay, 3 black guys walk into a bar and they're doing the riff. They're riffing it out. They're trying to
It's
figure
like his
out...
wingman.
I was just saying, like, it would be super funny if it was like the opposite. It's like this guy, this is his first big role because no one wanted to take the job, and they're all trying to quit, and he's like
Ooh, I
trying to
don't hate
convince
that
them
either.
all.
I don't hate that
to
either
stay.
at all.
This is how he's trying to. He's like, no. So he's still setting them up. He's like, you guys are out, but hey. 3 black guys walk into a bar, right? They're like, what are you fucking doing? He's like, she's trying to keep them
It's
there.
like Billie Eilish
throwing
or
up
something,
alley-oops.
right? Like it's some like really young, like we haven't broken into acting yet. Like
Yep.
that's the next phase, you know, like a Selena Gomez,
They
before, but
need
not,
this.
but somebody who's never been in a movie.
They're the only one on the entire set that needs this. Everyone else doesn't. Old enough, graduate from college, you know, is a full-on philanthropist. Full-on philanthropist. That's what the actors are
So
called.
like, so she's
you
like,
go to school to be a philanthropist.
so she's like 27.
Yes.
But she's pretending to be like 17 in her videos. She doesn't want anyone to know how old she is, kind of thing. So she's trying to break in.
Or she's
so,
famous from her YouTube videos from when she actually was 17. She's already a
Yeah,
face,
yeah.
but she never
Okay.
hit it big. But now she's actually...
So she,
has a
so
chance.
they bond over. They were both trying it to be a comeback vehicle, right? In different ways. Because Damon Wayans has been famous. He's done all that, but he fell out. Now he's like, I just want to do something interesting. I want to do one last job before I retire. You know, and he's, you know, he doesn't need the money. He sees like. Man, like it's a good environment
No, he needs
to
the
be in.
money.
All right, maybe he does.
needs
Maybe
the
he is. Actually, I don't hate that. It's like a Nicolas Cage situation where he bought like a
you know
castle
you
and a
do.
pyramid.
Yeah, you do.
Damon Wayans
Right.
wakes. They call Damon Wayans to do it. He wakes
got
up
all
on,
those
on
brothers
top
and
of his
sisters.
Brendan
pyramid
Fraser
that he
shit.
owns.
Can we do a Brendan
He's
Fraser
wearing an
situation? We
Egyptian
like
like
Brendan Fraser.
crown,
Brendan
and there's
Fraser.
like women just waving fans at him, and
He's still mad they took the Super Bowl halftime show away.
And he said he's
from him.
so yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
It's gotta be an American.
The phone rings, and it's the guy's agent calling him. He goes, "Fuck that guy! He took away my Super Bowl halftime show."
Yeah.
And then the phone rings again, and it's a debt collector, and he hangs up, and it rings again, and it's another debt collector, and then he hangs it up, and it rings again, and it's another debt collector, and each time it's for like something stupider. It's like, this is for your castle.
Yeah.
You recently purchased a pyramid
Right.
that is 17 years
What
overdue.
can I tell my
And then-
supervisor,
yeah.
Mr.
So he-
Sampson, when I can
Yeah,
expect
Timeshare pyramid.
Exactly. He fell for every scheme. So like you think the third ring's gonna be back to the no, it's another deck collector.
Yeah.
So then it rings one more time, and it's finally he goes, "I'm not fucking paying," and the guy's like, "We
He's
get it,
about
we
to
get
cut
it. I
the
took
cord on the phone."
Mr. Johnson understands that you're mad about the Super Bowl, but we
Yeah,
he understands that you're mad about the Super Bowl.
Everybody's fucking Johnson.
But we're willing to offer you a reasonable amount. It's like exactly the amount of money that he owes on his pyramid. like they gave him a number in the phone call.
Yeah.
Like, we're willing to give you exactly like $32,475.27.
He looks, he just looks
It's
over.
itemized.
Yeah, he looks over to like a printed out Excel sheet on the table that like his friend made for him or some shit. He's like, fuck. Like to the penny.
And he's like, we're going to shoot it all during Black History Month so you can write it off on your taxes.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, hell yeah.
This is gonna be a major pain, but I must.
Oh my god, yes! There's got to be so many references like that. Holy shit, all of them. This is gonna be a major pain.
He makes comments all the time like, well, I can't guarantee I'll be there on time. Like he's always making like,
And
I want a BPT. I
won't be late.
He's like, is it daylight savings time yet? Because you got to adjust my CPT real quick.
Yep.
I ain't finna be on
He showed
time.
up set 2 hours late because of daylight.
Yeah. And then he shows up, he calculates it on his watch, and then shows up 2 hours after that.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine, like give it. But at this point, he's so offended by like how ridiculous this all is, and it's like this is the wokest movie made, like paid for by this rich racist guy.
Yeah,
because like he's trying, but it's about white identity. But everybody else, the director wants it to be super woke, and now you got this whole like thing going on where he's trying to get the crew over, and he's just trying to get fired. That's all he wants is he wants to get out of his contract, but he has like a termination fee, so he can't quit. But he needs to pay off the pyramid. So like the
details have to be super racist.
right.
The table has to have like the red Kool-Aid and like
I want it to be too. So like
his trailer, he walks through his trailer.
But like no, it would be
There's a
super funny.
Kool-Aid shaped hole.
It's like so he
The wall is purple around.
he himself is trying to play into like the BPT thing, right? But like everyone is so like forward thinking. They're like, well, it is February. He's saying it's daylight savings. They're like, we're telling him to be here for 1, but we're not going to start shooting until 4. And so like everyone shows up to 4, hang tight, because they're forward thinking, so they're showing up when they're expecting him to show up. So he thinks he's showing up late, but he's showing up on time.
Honor the culture. No, not Justin. Not. I'm not talking to Bres. I just mean like the people are telling like if they upset and he's late. No, you need to honor his culture.
I'm
trying to have a laugh.
And they said the PAs are wearing hotep hats, but they're just white college kids with glasses and like hipster
because they
beards
are
and shit.
honoring the culture by making sure that the set starts on time because they expect him to show up late.
We have a Gene Wilder who's young, attractive, and kids like him. They got to throw somebody in there for the kids,
for sure.
Right, but not a black person like that because they have one already. They can't have 2. Jesus Christ. They can't have 2 stars who are black.
It would also.
Then it's a black movie, and then it only gets to be shown during Black History Month, and then the ratings will take.
It would also be perfect if everyone else had a cancel clause, like they could just leave anytime they want, but she doesn't. So she has to stay there while the whole thing's falling apart, and like
she's a slave.
Oh shit! Metaphor. We did it, you guys.
Oh boy, I wasn't even thinking that. It's like because what I was gonna say is because she can't cancel, she has to take it serious, while everyone else can leave whatever the fuck they want, but they don't.
So I like the character for here's my idea for the plot of the fake movie, the movie they're making, right? But we don't know what it is. Every time we show a scene on set, it's either they're on a pirate ship, or they're in the sky on a plane. Nobody knows what the fuck is happening in this movie. There are too many ideas. We never. Like us, the audience, right, watching this movie, we never know what the Blazing Saddles remake even is.
That's fun.
This is all up to the the editors who are also on their last fucking edit. Everyone, top to bottom, last fucking edit.
The story of the movie we're making is about the making of the movie. Nobody cares what the plot of this Blazing. It gets changed. There's new pages for the actors every second. This is going to be a disaster. Everybody knows this is going to bomb.
It shouldn't be Cuba Gooding or or Damon Wayans. It should be both in like 15 more because they keep getting Aunt Vivs.
Oh my God!
But you always know who it is because it's because they're black.
He's trying to get fired, but all the other black actors on set pick up on it, and they get fired.
No,
we don't need you.
There's there's like a
They try
work
to
line.
strike.
It's a whole strike line, but they come in and they all get scabbed, right? So one comes in, they do a scene, they get fired. The next one comes in, they're all holding picket signs, but they're all scabbers.
And Darius Rucker's behind the keyboard. He just Aunt Vivs them all one by one. He's like. So what's like the middle act? Like what's like the act 2 of Breaking Saddles? Because I think we got our premise reasonably in place.
I think we've written the entire beginning.
So they try to get the railroad through, and it falls apart because the people actually enjoy it. So we did that. The people, we have at least somebody on there who's trying to save it, and then the townspeople, maybe the other actors, finally decide, no, this is worth saving. Like, no, we should do this. No, let's rally. Let's do it.
Make it great again.
Let's make it great again. And so they all decide to rally. And then, but why would that piss somebody off, though?
Make industrialization great again.
Does this go perhaps back to then? We said like some of the cast and crew, he's winning them over one by one. They're kind of seeing like this is kind of a sham production.
That's a good way to develop it. Yeah.
So maybe
like
that's
getting on board. Like, I hated this. I'm out. I'm not in.
So he does the most.
All right, maybe I should be in.
He brings in a whole cast of Palestinians to be in a scene real quick.
It's the only way, right?
And it's like, what? No, that's the thing that almost gets him fired. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that he can't do is he can't be pro-Palestine on the set, and then that's what almost gets him fired.
I don't mean to rope too far back, but I think this could maybe be something where you have the guy who, wants to do this and he wants to do it for money. What if he was more motivated? Obviously he's a racist guy who wants money, but like, what if he was really trying to say something, to do something, and they decided that they ain't gonna fucking do it?
Yeah.
What if? All right. If the entire point, real quick, if the entire point is to be offensive, I just want to add one offensive thing.
Please do.
Okay. So we're talking about being pro-Palestinian, but what if the guy the entire time just looked like Emperor Palpatine, and we kept calling him Palpatinian?
Oh my God!
Or like, what's his
Palpatine?
Right. You want to.
From catering to the trailer.
I just wanted people to like if. Listen,
from Rockridge to the Gaza
Like
Strip.
Rockridge.
From my heart,
Everything is it's gotta be Barackin.
And all sorts of so like everyone's like, no, I'm going back to like
payday loans.
I'm going back to an honest living, like a real honest 9-to-5 job, and that's like the morale of the entire movie set. They're like, no, it's like the action movie One Last Job. Like this is everyone's one last job, but in comes this one person who it's their first job, right? So everyone's on their way out, but she's on her way in, and so in comes Billie Eilish, or anybody.
I don't know why I picked her, but
it's her. It's her.
I like it.
So it's Billie Eilish who's
right.
like, she's trying to transition from making a movie, right? She's transitioning from being like a global. I don't want to say she's a pop star, but she's transitioning from being a global musician, world renowned, to dipping her toe into the acting pool. So she can recognize right away that everyone is on the fucking way out, but she's on the way in, and she needs to make sure that everyone...
There's a vacuum to be filled.
Yes, and she's
shamelessness. There's a shamelessness vacuum to be filled, and she's crawling right into it.
She's no Hoover. She's no Hoover, and so she needs to dial all of these people in. She's trying to keep as much of them together so
is
they
she
can get
doing
through.
Like the Michelle Pfeiffer, like the white lady gonna teach
Dangerous Minds?
Wait, I don't know.
Where she saves them with like rap music and shit.
Like, Shakespeare.
No, that happens now though. That does happen now.
People do get saved by rap music. Oh man, that's great.
R.I.P. Coolio.
I love that. Right. That's the role that Billie Eilish takes on.
So you got Billie Eilish who's like coming in and she's trying to save the set, but all while, so like this money's being funded by the like the world's most racist man, and it's like, but it's her first job and their last job, and so they're trying to sabotage it at every single point because they have guarantees in their paycheck, right? So they don't give a fuck what happens. If they get fired, they get the money. If they go through the whole thing, they get a bonus. So they don't give a fuck if they get fired or if they stay, but she needs them to stay on point, and so she is now like really trying to like corral them through this movie while they're saying the most horrible shit possible. And while you say that, all this whole entire time she doesn't realize that she's actually corralling like black people around. She doesn't realize that she's actually like she's now slave driving.
I was going to let
And at one point, she's trying to get everybody's attention, and she's looking at props, and she's got a megaphone, and it doesn't work. The battery's dead. And she looks for like all these. Oh, there's like a siren doesn't turn on, so she finds a whip and she cracks it.
And she just shouts, and she goes, "What is wrong with you people?"
There's got to be a part too where she asks, "Where are the white women at?"
Where are the white women at? Listen, man.
We're off the rails.
You guys get it? You get what I did there, you guys?
Off the rails and into the quicksand.
I want to have Darius Rucker like in a Doctor Strangelove situation where he's just riding off into off a bridge into a pit of lava with a fiery chariot. With his cowboy hat, like, rock me, mama.
Slim Pickens was right in the thing, and he was Taggart in the fucking Blazing Saddles.
Right.
It works.
Hell yeah!
Hurrah!
I think Kristin made the right call in the beginning where you said, I'm sorry, the situation, said in the beginning.
Small peenie.
So,
I hate all of you.
so in the beginning you said it's about the gags. And I think that's correct. I don't think the plot matters all that much because it really doesn't matter in the movie. The characters don't really have these important arcs all that much. And I think what we've been doing is gags. And so I think we've been doing pretty okay on all that. I just want to figure out real quick.
Agatha Christie. I'm sorry.
Well, don't be. I think that in the spirit of that, I just want to have a very basic sense of what the purpose of Billie Eilish is. She's our Gene Wilder character. We got to give her something.
Well, she's the whole reason it comes together.
She's the only reason they can't get out of her contract. She has to make this movie happen.
She's the only. But you know what? Also, don't you just hate it? Just like a white chick saving the day on a movie.
Well, she's
like
not saving the day. She's
Saddles.
ruining the day. She's ruining the day.
Yeah, definitely.
No one wants to do this
She's
except
self-serving.
her.
But she recently just got into some shit.
Wait, Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
Not some shit, but just like online for saying something about like, taking people's land and things like that, but the people were saying
she was doing a reclamation pledge or some shit like that.
I don't know. I don't want to misquote at all, but like I know that like people like looked at like where she lived and her property, and she was living on stolen land, and they were like, well, I don't know what it was. The point was she was like, that America should. I don't want to misquote, but I thought it was something like she should give back this stolen land, but she's living on stolen land or something.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
I didn't actually read anything about it.
They were like telling her like you're living on
we're
gonna
work with it.
What if she's doing this movie to prove that she's that she's
and she got a DUI, so she's got like and she tries to use that in court. So we open with a breaking news segment. Billionaire C.W. Johnson. He hasn't given an interview since like oil was still dinosaurs, and they ask him, when we were talking about movies in America, what movie best represents when America is really great? And he falls asleep and he's snoring, and they shake him, and he's just, I hate being woke. I refuse to be woke. So he says 1974. And as he wakes up in a fit, what movie came out in 74? Blazing Saddles. That was back when actors knew their place. If you know what I mean. And so he says, in fact, that's what I want to see. I want to see Blazing Saddles again today. He's gonna make a remake of Blazing Saddles. So now it has to happen. The President of the United States gets on his Twitter or whatever. I want to see Blazing Saddles remade. I think it's going to be great. It's back when America was good. And now everybody has to do it. So,
Well,
dude,
there
what
should
do
be
you
a
have?
mad race to make it. Everybody's got to be pitching to
Yeah,
him, right?
there we go.
Like, oh, there's money.
Yeah.
There's gold in them
I know what it
hills.
is.
Right.
Continue.
Cut to, it is a courtroom. And it's Billie Eilish, and she's there for a DUI, and there's all these photographers everywhere. Turns
We
out,
sentenced you to Hollywood.
right?
Actually,
Yeah.
For your, not for the DUI, for stealing land. For stealing.
You can give your
you bought
land
it
back, or you
Right.
can do this.
You bought it for some
movie.
rich guy. We didn't care when he owned it, but you
Right,
do.
but you
And,
do.
yeah, she tries to pretend she's 1/16th Cherokee, and they're just like, the fuck out of here. But they say you got to do some community service that works for the marginalized community.
Yeah.
And she says, and her agent has helpfully volunteered. Actually, there's a movie being made that is all about the black experience. It's a satire. We cut then to a meeting, and it's President Barack Obama playing himself. They want to use your likeness for this. They want to call it Barackin Saddles. A drone just blows the guy up. But then another lawyer comes in, and they're like, all right, fine. Like, how much money is in it? And we cut to Damon Wayans, asleep on top of a pyramid. He owes the state of Israel like $40 million for this pyramid that they seized as stolen land. And he's trying to pay off the pyramid because it's like a rent-to-own kind of
British are
situation.
trying to-
So his phone rings, and it's his agent saying, we want you, you know how you wanted to do another movie? He goes, no, I'm asleep on my pyramid. And he's like, yeah, but it's not your pyramid because the bank owns it. And he's like, I'm not doing it. He hangs up. So he picks up the phone, he hangs up, another phone calls another debt collector. Finally, it's his agent again. He goes, I fucking get it. And so he shows up on the set, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. And he meets his co-star, Miss Billie Eilish. And she is there, she's like, she's got to do her best, because otherwise this is her 8th DUI, right? She's going to jail. And she's doing her community service. And he's like, community service for this? This is what now? And so he's just trying to get fired. He goes, look, you do what you want, but I ain't serving you or your community. And
Right.
he just wants to break his contract so he wants them to fire him.
Yeah.
He can't quit or he gets nothing. This whole script is stupid. Every time they're on set, it's like a whole different genre, a whole different thing. He's wearing a more ridiculous costume every time we see him. Yeah. And so he goes on, he does that, and everyone's and he's like, I did it. I fucking did. They're gonna fire me.
Yeah.
And everybody starts slow clapping. And they're like, you're so brave. We could never be as brave as you are. But he looks around, and the only person he sees who's also confused is his co-star Billie Eilish.
Right.
Like, they start bonding, right? They start talking. He goes, I remember when I was coming up, and it is hard, and I appreciate that you understand that. And eventually we have director Darius Rucker, who is intent on calling this Wheels of Wagon Wheels of Fire. Nobody likes this idea.
Yeah.
He's trying to impress Damon Wayans. There was a time where they called me Nefarious.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, buddy.
okay, Grandpa.
They reach out to the cast, right? And they start to connect with a few of them, and they go, look, I can't say this, like, my agent will fire me. I'll never get work in this town again. They decide to strike, but they Aunt Viv, all of the characters, like Darius Rucker, just like edits them all out and puts in slightly different looking AI actors.
Oh, just like
We'll
a
do
real
this.
strike. Okay.
He replaces them with CGI. He goes, I can replace you.
AI.
Yeah, it's all AI, and it's all like they look kind of like them, but not really. The studio's getting some flack for this, so they just, what can we do that will piss off everybody involved in making this movie? Well, they just go and they just put from the catering to the trailer, they get all the Palestinians and the guild to all show up at the same time, and they're all running at the set. They're all gonna tear it down, and they keep getting Aunt Vivs as they come. And they all kick over all the buildings and the lava or whatever they got going on for whatever scene this is, and they walk on the fake water. Wayans and Eilish are leading the charge, and they fall through this hole in the set, and they land onto a different set that is 60 minutes, and it's Barack Obama giving an interview, an important interview. They show up, and Barack Obama shakes Damon Wayans' hand, and he says, you've done really well. And he whispers something in his
What does he say? What does he say?
He's,
Nigga.
but we can't hear it. It's implied.
Oh.
It's implied. It's real quiet. It's almost inaudible. So he's whispering in his ear, and it's like. They wouldn't let it in the final cut, so there was this personal moment between them, but we don't know what it is. We just know there's shit they wouldn't let him say.
That's awesome.
And so, and then he turns around and he goes, all right, call it up. We're good here. And he wins every Oscar. It's like he cuts to the award ceremony. He and Billie Eilish are just being showered with praise.
Damon Wayans,
they win the Oscar for best.
Darius Rucker.
All of them. They all win every award. Every critic is suddenly like that.
Musician.
And all they had to do was sell out the
Best
Palestinians.
actor.
All of them, they're like in a jail cell. They're being hauled off in a paddy wagon.
Yeah.
And they're at the Golden Globes. People are protesting, and it doesn't matter. They all get hauled out, and he's like, I'm winning all the awards. Every critic, even though this is the worst movie that has ever been made. Literally no one on the planet thinks it's a good movie. Well, you hate this movie, you're racist. They all get canceled. And Darius Rucker gets on stage to accept his best director, and he lights a wagon wheel on fire and almost burns the place down. For best producer, the old guy from the beginning comes up. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He can barely walk. He's got like a tube in his throat.
I did it.
And then he gets up there and says,
I'm woke.
America is great.
Up yours, nigger. Up yours, nigger.
What am I doing?
And the last thing, Barack Obama's just the last one on stage going, no, that's a movie.
I'm not jiggy right
Do you
now.
think I wanted to get jiggy with it for real? Do you think I wanted to get jiggy with
That's
it?
what you do. You just have to get jiggy to be down in this business.
Yes, the whole.
He goes, you know what you do? He goes, how hard did I have to work to not have to be in a movie with any fucking white people? He's like, I made a movie with me and my dog. I got him to do it. I got him to make a movie. It was me and the dog and Rosario Dawson and a bunch of vampires. I made a movie. I did this and I was jiggy. I was jiggy the whole time. Win it. You see me at the 50-yard line with the Raiders.
He was a martyr too. But it's funny that after he was a martyr, there were still white people at the end of the movie. He was still the first black person to die in the movie.
Oh, damn it.
He did become legend.
He was the first person to die. It was a black
They celebrate Will Smith Day now in February in an alternate future.
Yeah, it's July 5th.